Spark and Seed proudly presents The Hidden Forces Governing Thailand. In this episode, we will delve into the intricate web of power that lies behind Bangkok's grand facades, from the silent sway of the monarchy and its privileged ties to the military, to the elite networks that pull the strings of every government decision. Join us as we unveil how constitutional design, palace prerogatives, and covert alliances converge to shape the fate of a nation. Because understanding these hidden forces is the first step toward understanding the complexity of Thai politics. More than meets the eye. Although Thailand's civilian government is displayed through elections and parliamentary debates, real decision-making power lies with a network of less visible actors operating behind the scenes. The monarchy at the apex, royal command and ceremonial legitimacy. More than a symbolic fixture, the crown retains ultimate policy-making authority, with every significant decision channeled through its royal prerogatives, elite networks, and military muscle. By fast-tracking trusted loyalists into strategic civilian and military roles, the monarchy and its inner circle weave a resilient web of patronage that cements their influence. Coup, power, and enterprise. The armed forces aren't just for defense. They've repeatedly seized control of government and built lucrative businesses, reinforcing their stake in national politics, funding, and bureaucratic control. Through state budgets and appointments, the palace influences which ministries and agencies get resources and who runs them. The Constitutional Court as gatekeeper. Formerly an independent arbiter, review laws and check government actions. In practice, it often acts to protect established power blocks rather than expand democratic space. In short, Thailand's visible democracy, parliaments, parties, and elections operates inside a framework set by the monarchy, elite networks, the military, and a court system that all check and balance civilian rule. Real authority lies with those hidden forces, not just the people you vote for. This dominance stems from historical precedents of military intervention, constitutional design that empowers unelected institutions, and a deeply entrenched alliance between the armed forces, the monarchy, and elite social groups. Understanding this interplay is essential to grasp why formal democratic structures often take a back seat to these informal centers of power. From the moment Siam traded absolute royal rule for a constitutional monarchy in 1932, the Thai military quietly assumed the role of arbiter whenever civilian leaders faltered. What began as a single intervention to protect the fledgling parliamentary system soon became a familiar refrain. Whenever mass protests erupted or rival factions paralyzed the legislature, the army stepped in, seizing palaces, dissolving assemblies, and installing its own administrators. Over the next 9 decades, more than a dozen coups embedded themselves into Thailand's political rhythm, each time cast as a benevolent safeguard against chaos and corruption. In the eyes of many Thai, this pattern forged an unspoken contract. When democratic debate grew too heated, the barracks held a veto over the ballot box, and the officers in dress uniform became the ultimate custodians of order. The current constitutional and institutional mechanisms under the 2017 Constitution, 250 senators are appointed by the military, granting it a decisive block in both legislative review and the selection of the Prime Minister and other key appointments. On the House of Representatives side, 500 elected members serve a 4-year terms, and their main responsibility is to initiate legislation, especially budget and fiscal measures. Lèse-majesté and national security laws. Strict enforcement of Thailand's lèse-majesté laws, Article 112, effectively stifles public debate about the monarchy and, by extension, limits criticism of the military, which positions itself as the monarchy's defender. The king is constitutionally the nominal head of the royal armed forces and personally promotes top officers, creating direct loyalty ties between the palace and senior military brass. The military derives its prestige as the guardian of the king, while the king relies on the armed forces to uphold stability and protect royal authorities. This symbiosis ensures that neither institution can be effectively challenged by civilian actors. The King's Privy Council, staffed largely by retired generals and royal appointees, acts as a policy advisory body that often sidelines elected ministers and shapes key security decisions behind the scenes. A small oligarchic circle, comprising royalists, senior military officers, bureaucracy, and wealthy business families, many of Thai Chinese descent, has intermarried and forged economic alliances over decades. This network controls major industries, media outlets, and political parties outside the mainstream civilian sphere. The armed forces directly manage large commercial ventures, hotels, real estate, agricultural firms, funneling revenue back into military coffers and reducing reliance on civilian budgets. Why civilian governments remain weak? Ultimately, it is a fragmented party system. Frequent splits and rivalries among political parties hinder the formation of stable, majority-backed coalitions. Courts and independent agencies such as the Election Commission are often staffed by military appointees or royalist elites, enabling challenges to elected officials on technicalities. Elite business groups fund both military-aligned political parties and royal foundations, ensuring that major economic decisions favor the establishment over reformist agendas. The intertwining of Thailand's military, monarchy, and elite networks creates a self-reinforcing power structure that sidelines civilian authority. Although elections occur and political debates flourish, ultimate decision-making frequently rests with unelected actors who see themselves as the true guardians of national stability and royal dignity. Until constitutional reforms and broader social mobilization can break the alliance between the military and through it the monarchy, will remain the decisive force in Thai politics. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment or two. At Spark and Sea, igniting ideas, growing knowledge.